Travel is exciting and we all love a good countdown to the day the flight leaves on that enticing foreign adventure. We wasted a lot of time and money on the build up to our 10 years of travel, and in today's video we're going to help you not to do the same. We're going to tell you what we did and what we should have done instead.
We're also going to tell you that social media could well be your downfall.
So let's get straight into it by talking about stuff.
If you're anything like us, before we started travelling for 10 years, you've got to remember this is when COVID was around, so it actually stopped us leaving the UK. But we became avid users of Amazon. So we bought all of this cool stuff, and we're going to list out a few of the items that we thought we wanted that we now travel without. And there was one item that was a bit of a throwaway thing. We thought, yeah, we'll get that. And that's the one thing that we couldn't live without, and we brought that with us to the Thai Islands. I'm actually going to try and demonstrate that to you later, even though Sarah tells me where we are, we wouldn't need it. But I'm going to try and do a really cool demo with something that shouldn't work. But, you know, we'll see. First was an RFID blocking travel neck wallet thing that I bought. Idea being that I put my passports and credit card in there. And then when we're travelling through airports, I'll be able to pull it out and everything be great. But didn't need it. I looked at Bert when I was wearing it, and I always forgot I had it around my neck. And I'd be going, Sarah, I've lost the wallet. I've said so, I've lost my wallet and passports. Where is it? And he goes, round your neck. So that, I think it was the first location we got to. Yeah, first location, get it off, straight in the bin. Didn't need that.
I bought a clever drawstring makeup bag, and to be honest, I soon realised that once I'm abroad and not wearing much makeup, I didn't need such a thing like that, so I donated it to my good friend Dawn. I hope you're enjoying it, Dawn.
Next was a waterproof fanny pack. That was always a challenge because the word fanny has got a different connotation in the UK than it does in America. So anytime you use the word fanny pack, I don't know, it's you know, I'm not going to go into the detail, but they were quite heavy. We bought two of them, and frankly, so far, we haven't needed it.
Nope.
So we haven't got that. We sent that back to the UK.
A drinking bottle that purified water. Now, it was damned expensive, and we haven't trekked through any jungles where we've had to purify any stream water into drinking water, so didn't need it.
I think the only reason I bought it was because it had a USB connection for purifying water. I thought, well,
ultraviolet lighting. That's very cool.
That's got to be amazing. The next one is an interesting one because actually this is something that's very, very useful and one of the most amazing things we've got. But it was me that screwed this one up. It's a game that's called Monopoly Deal, and it's a little card game. So that's the beauty of this for travel. It's a tiny little card game. You just put a couple of elastic bands around it and away you go. We're not being sponsored, by the way, by Hasbro for their Monopoly game. Why? I don't know. Anyone from Hasbro, if you're watching this, I think you should be sponsoring us. Where I went wrong, though, is I have spent the majority of my career working in resilience. And in resilience, one of the things you do is you work on the principle of redundancy. So what happens if thing A goes wrong? Well, you get thing B, don't you? So given that Monopoly Deal was only a few quid, we had our main Monopoly Deal, and I've bought a backup one in case we lost the first one or the cards got a bit ratty. Yeah, so that's probably not a bad idea, is it? But next thing I did is I bought another one in Italian. Why I bought it in Italian?
I don't know.
If it ever comes to me why I bought that in Italian, I'll let you know in a future video.
And we could go on, to be honest, the list is endless. But our excitement was in overdrive, and we just wasted so much money on, quite frankly, crap.
Yeah, we did. And here's the thing about it, and you all know this anyway, but I'm going to reiterate it. There are shops all over the world. And not only are there shops all over the world, but generally in the location you're in, the shops you need in that location probably are shops they've got. Question for you, do you think that those fanny packs that I mentioned, we're in Krabi, you can hear the sea behind us, do you think that maybe they sell those here and they might even be better suited the ones that I buy back in the UK when we don't even get sun. And no one write in on the comments about the sun. I know you've had 40 degrees
Yeah.
heat. We know all about that, but it only lasts about 3 minutes. The next mistake we made was in the category of luggage. And the issue really was that we were fixating on perfection. Remember, we're not talking about travelling for a couple of weeks on vacation. This is travelling for 10 years and fixating on what the perfect configuration is before you've even done it. That's just a bit daft, really, isn't it?
It is. We did it all. We investigated all the right brands and we sat through hours of YouTube videos watching people walk through bags, and we just kept learning. But you know what they say, it's between knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah, what they say is you really get the knowledge through wisdom, and you only get that once you've started travelling. What we did, we thought, do we have backpacks or do we have suitcases? But we've also got to have our laptop bags as well. So what we did, we're no fools, we had our laptop bags on our front, we had backpacks on our backs, both of us, and suitcases each as well. We looked idiots. Do you know why? Because we were idiots. At the end of the day, we overpacked, we overthought about it, and we're over it. So what could we have done differently? And what would we recommend you do? Don't fixate on any of it. None of it matters. Go in the attic, find the first suitcase you can find, put the stuff in it you think you need, and get out on the road. Don't waste money on Amazon and in all these different shops that are trying to sell you the best brands. Just get out there doing it. Once you're on the road, you'll say, oh, this is the right bag. That one's not the right bag. And then you can make that decision. Actually, incidentally, I'll give you an example on this. Before we travelled, I investigated a lot about the right camera bag. And I won't tell you the brand, but I bought what I thought was the best camera bag, and it was around £100, $130. Everyone who's anyone, all the main influencers, they all have this brand. I started travelling with it. It's rubbish. It
wasn't rubbish, it just didn't work for you. It's really, the quality is superb, but it didn't. The configuration of it just didn't work.
The design of it was rubbish.
And the same for our rucksacks.
Yeah, we were in Izmir, and I was in a market, and I saw a bag in there, and it was like it had a glow around it. It was like, oh my goodness, that's fantastic. I go to this market and I see this bag, which is perfect, my perfect camera bag. I said to him, all right, mate, how much for this bag? Thinking, right, we've got a bit of haggling to go on here. And effectively, he said to me, 12 quid, so $15. I negotiated with him. I paid him $20. It was that good. I said to him, I'm giving you more than that. This bag's brilliant.
And you've used it ever since?
Used it ever since.
Perfect.
I'm using it now to block the wind so that we can make this video. That's how versatile it is. So, Sarah, next mistake?
In all our excitement, we started to spend a lot of time in local libraries, and we devoured travel books. Now, to fuel your excitement and to get entertainment, these are a good idea, but in our opinion, travel books are a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, if you look at it, the minute a book has been published, it's out of date. Travel is a very current thing. That's why, if you look back in the past when we didn't have the internet, you go to your local library and you pick up a book and you go, oh, this is the travel book for 1991. That was 3 years ago. Let's look. Oh, there's a 99. Because it's something that is always current. So, rather than doing that, we recommend what you should do is lean more on blogs, which are up to date, giving you the information. We found, actually, going back to details that we were compiling before COVID. Remember, things have changed a lot since COVID. Looking at some of those things we were hoping to do in Chiang Mai and in other places we've visited, we've got here, and this is information that we got from our library, and those places are closed down. The world has carried on spinning, and the books have just been sat on the shelf, gathering dust.
The next is a tricky one for us to say as YouTubers, and you'll understand why in a moment. Don't travel to impress or satisfy anyone, especially your friends.
I'll give you an example of this one. In our apartment block in Chiang Mai a few weeks ago, Sarah and I were in the pool, bobbing around, and there were a few other people bobbing around in the pool, enjoying themselves. And these 4 young girls, Brits, arrived at the pool deck and just seemed to take it over. They're in the pool and taking photographs of each other and then sitting on loungers and they had cocktails. Now, that was doubly annoying because in our apartment block, you're not allowed to have drinks on the pool deck. We get scared, we pull out a bottle of water and have a swig. They're there with their cocktails, all taking photographs of each other, doing stuff like that. They're there for about 15 minutes, then they pick up all their stuff and go. What did they do next? I'm guessing they went down to their room, got all the photographs, went on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere like that, and messaged out to their friends saying, hey, we're having a fantastic time here. I know I've got into an American accent, but let's do it in American. We had a fantastic time here in Chiang Mai. I don't even know what accent that is, but they're doing that to impress other people, but they're not living in the moment. I bet if I said to any of them, describe the pool deck, they go, don't know, mate, don't know what you're talking about. Don't try and impress people with your travels. Sarah says that's why this is difficult for us as YouTubers, because we say things like, and hello, this is us from Chiang Mai. Hi, we're in Istanbul. We're now in Mexico. But we're not doing it to impress. The reason why we're making these videos is to inspire. And you know this, what we are doing is we're traveling the world and we're saying, oh, other people should be doing this. Let's give people the fuel, give people the ideas that they can latch onto to travel the world themselves. That's why we do this, so don't hold it against us, will you?
As we said earlier in the video, there was one thing that we couldn't live without, and we're going to show you that now.
If I could have a roll on the drums.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for that.
This is it. We spoke about another video. So this is a throwaway thing, really. Just got it on Amazon, probably only a couple of quid, don't know. But this is a sync plug. When you're staying in Airbnbs and hotels, you'd be amazed. None of these places have sync plugs in, but this is huge, so we'll work on any plug. So if I just demonstrate here, Sarah says that, that we've got a plug here, but I'll still be able to demo it, surely. So let's go in here. Yeah, we got a plug. So basically, you put it on there like that, fill the sink, and for me, it means I can have a shave.
Neil and I have suffered a lot over the last couple of months with our health, and in next week's video we have a big announcement to make. In the meantime, if you haven't seen our finance videos, we suggest you watch this playlist next.